Okay, so I've been meaning to record this video for some time and I've just been putting it off because I'm like, is this story ever ending? And I thought, no, I'm just gonna record it and just be completely honest with you about my life since I left Emirates Airline, because since talking about this on my Instagram stories, I actually realized how many people were in my position and have gone through exactly the same roller coaster of emotions as what I've gone through. So I just wanted to run through that and share with you my story, what happened to me, my career, my emotions since leaving Emirates Airline, because I feel people don't talk about this and I think it's really important that we do acknowledge it. So for those of you who don't know, I was a flight attendant with Emirates for about 7 years, and of course I was living in Dubai and lived a completely different lifestyle to what I do now. So there were amazing points about working for Emirates. I would recommend anybody in their early 20s to go and do it 100%. However, it was a completely different lifestyle. When you leave Emirates, and anybody who's watching this who's ex-cabin crew will 100% understand what I'm saying, it's really difficult to adapt to normal life. I think this would come into play when with any airline. I think if you're a flight attendant for a number of years, adjusting to like normal life after that is really hard. So when I left Emirates, the reason why I left Emirates is, well, kind of two reasons. I was getting over it and I also met the love of my life, and since meeting him I realized that actually I was following my heart, quit my job and moved to Australia to be with him. Now, people leave for various reasons and I felt like my time was coming. I felt like, okay, I've done, you know, I want to leave on a high. I don't want to begin to like dislike my job. So the timing felt right. So I left Emirates, I moved to Melbourne. And when I was in Melbourne, of course, I was living with my partner and we were trying to create a life together there. He was already living there for, I think, 2 or 3 years before I moved there. So he'd already established his work career, his kind of friends, you know, he was already established there. I was joining him. So when I first got to Melbourne, I was obviously excited. It was like a new, I mean, I traveled there before, but it was a new country to live in and everything was exciting. And then I was thinking, okay, what do I need to do for jobs? I didn't have access to any job in the world in Australia because I was on a particular visa. I went to Australia on a working holiday visa, and you could only get sponsored by certain companies doing certain kind of jobs. So my partner was working in the hotel industry. My background is hospitality and sales. So I thought, okay, well, it would make sense to go and work in a hotel, right? That would be the most logical choice. So I applied for jobs and I got the first one I applied for in a hotel in Melbourne. And as much as I absolutely loved the people I worked with amazing people, and I look back and I'm like, oh, I didn't actually realize how lucky I was with the kind of people I was working with. I absolutely loved my general manager who was there. He was amazing. I would love to work with someone like that again. However, I realized that I don't know, I was just struggling emotionally. So first of all, I was waking up at 4:30 in the morning because I had to start work at 6:30 and it took me an hour to get to work. Now I know there are worse off people in this world. I am being like, I'm moaning, I'm complaining, I know, but I was putting myself through so much. I was just struggling. I don't know how to describe it. Like, so I was waking up at 4:30, I was traveling an hour to work. I was someone who is really considerate about being on time. Like, I get anxiety if I'm not on time or before time. So for me, it's really important to wake up early enough to ensure that I don't face those kind of emotions and don't panic. So I was going to work, and then I was kind of, one of my tasks was carrying heavy suitcases to rooms. And this was happening really often. And I don't know, there was this moment and I really didn't like the uniform I was wearing. And I know that sounds really superficial and shallow, but I just remember looking in the mirror some days and being like sweating from like dragging these bags to rooms and putting them in the rooms nicely for the guests. And I was looking at myself in this uniform, and I was just thinking, what am I doing? I know that sounds shallow and I really don't want you to judge me on that. But coming from like Emirates, where, I don't know, is more of it wasn't glamorous, but you know, you get to stay in like 5-star hotels as a guest. You get to stay in the most beautiful hotels in Dubai. You get to visit all these pool bars and beautiful places. you're completely spoiled in Dubai. So going from that to this was like a wake-up call. I was like, oh my god, some of the guests were horrible to me, and I was like, oh my god, I used to be the guest and now those guests have been horrible to me. And this is hospitality, right? Like, I'm used to it. I'm so used to it. Emirates was the best training ever for dealing with difficult people, and so nothing can upset me, or no customer can upset me. But I was just going to work and I was thinking, this is not for me. So then I left that job because I realized it wasn't challenging me in the right way that I wanted it to. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do next? So then I went to work for a property, a smaller property, outside of Melbourne, and although the job itself was nice, it wasn't a right fit for me and my partner. So we both worked there together, and I was basically having to be available 24 hours around the clock. I couldn't really rest properly because I was always having to be available for guests, and we basically didn't really have much of a life. So why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because when you leave, when I've left Emirates, and the people I've spoken to, like other cabin crew or my old friends from Emirates, they say the same thing, that they, ooh, thunder in Phuket. They say the same thing, that they struggle to find like what they're supposed to be doing, because we've been living like the high life for like years and years and years, and then you're like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? And you think you can slip into a job really easily, but it's actually not that easy. So then I stayed in that job for a while. I realized, okay, I'm really just losing my mind doing this job, being available 24/7. I didn't really feel safe in the area we were living. I was living in the property, so basically no privacy whatsoever. So I realized, okay, that's not for me either. In another job I was going into, I was entering briefing rooms with the team, the colleagues, and I swear to you, it seemed like someone's funeral. It was so depressing. People had no personality. People were afraid to say their thoughts, their opinions, there was nothing coming from people. And I, as much as Emirates Cabin Crew are from everywhere, and I mean, there's all different kinds of personalities, but there was personality. And I'm used to personality. I'm used to having people like on the ball, passionate about what they do. And I was sitting there looking around the table. People were afraid to speak. Like, that's how it felt. People were just, everyone was awkward. It was like awkward. And I was thinking, what is this? Like, I can't be doing this every day, like worried to speak if I'm going to offend someone, or worried to say this, or is that going to come across in the right way? Are they going to, like, it just felt like I felt constantly on edge. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm really confident. Of course, like, you don't want to speak out of line or in the wrong way. I'm not saying that. But to go to a place where you just don't feel right, I was like, okay, I've tried 4 different jobs now. Why is nothing sticking? And it wasn't because I was getting fired or anything like that. It was, I was thinking, okay, I can't do that. That's not for me. Red flags everywhere, like, nope, 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 can't do it. And I'm not saying you have to love every aspect of your job, but you have to like what you do. And I don't care what anyone says. You have to like what you do. I'm someone who's extremely passionate, and I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it, and I was putting my skills, my knowledge, my time, my efforts into other people's businesses, and I was thinking, why can't I do this for myself? Why can't I do this for myself and make money myself? Now, you go onto YouTube and you see these videos of people who are like, oh, I make this amount of money, I can live anywhere, it's easy, you can do it too. And I used to think it was all a big scam, basically. I never used to believe it. I genuinely didn't. And then lockdowns happened in Melbourne. So the lockdowns were like a blessing in disguise for me. Even at the time, I would never go and do it again. Horrible. But at the time, I felt really down. I wasn't getting work and getting stood down from those jobs that I didn't like because we couldn't work because of COVID. So I was at home and I was not getting any money, and I was thinking, okay, this is serious now, because I'm depending on these big corporations to give me work, and I'm not getting anything. So I realized, okay, I need to make some changes. So the first thing I did was create gift boxes. So I love visual things. I love pretty things. I've always been that person. If you're gonna get a gift from me, I'm gonna put 110% into the gift. I'm gonna package it nicely. I'm gonna write a beautiful handwritten note. I'm gonna tie it up all pretty. And I've always been like that. I'm really like a creative soul. So I started doing these little gift boxes. I made everything from scratch. I was making like salt scrubs, sugar scrubs, candles, soaps, you name it. I was making everything myself from scratch, and I really enjoyed doing it. And it was profitable. I was making money and I was selling. And I was winging it. As I was going, I was winging it because it was my first proper business. Then I realized after some time that I'm good at this. I'm good at selling. I'm good at setting up my own websites and my own products and launching products, etc. But what I didn't like was I could only make, for example, I could only make this many bath bombs in this amount of time because it was just me. I couldn't really outsource anything at that time. Maybe it's something I would consider in the future, but at that time I couldn't. We were in lockdown. I was extremely restricted. So that went on, and although it was profitable, I realized that I don't want to be physically demanded in one place. And so it was ticking. Sorry, I'm jumping from pillar to post. It was ticking some boxes. So it was ticking the box of, okay, I can work from home. Tick. That's what I wanted. I don't want to have to be somewhere 9 to 5 from this time to this time, being told when you can take lunch, being told if you can take lunch, being told if you can have your day off, when you can have your day off, if your holidays will be approved, etc, etc, etc. So questioning you where you've been, if you've been to the toilet, all of this nonsense. So, and I know that's normal in jobs, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. So yeah, that ticked the box of working from home, and I was like, okay, this is a good sign. I'm already on the right path. But then, yeah, as I said, I could only make this many products in this amount of time. So that means I could only make this amount of money in this amount of time selling this many products, if that makes sense. So I realized, okay, this is profitable. This is allowing me to work from home, but I still have to be at home making these products. So I ended that business because I realized, okay, I've learned this from this, now I have to find something else. So then I found a product, an e-commerce product that I'm not going to go into now, but I made money selling this product. I launched this product, me and my partner, we were working on it together. I launched this product and it was selling. It was selling. I was running Facebook ads, Instagram ads. I built up my website myself, and I sourced my supplier, and then I was shipping directly to the customers. And this is something that absolutely just changed my mindset, because like I mentioned earlier, the videos I was watching on YouTube seemed to be like a lie, seemed to be like, okay, you're just like full of money, full of like subscribers, and you're just telling me that I can do it overnight. And most of them are full of nonsense. But I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely possible. I'm here to tell you that you can definitely work on a business, create something that's you, work from home. It is absolutely possible. Am I telling you to go and quit your job tomorrow just to see if you can dabble in something? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, if you're passionate about something and if you want something enough, like for me, I realized I couldn't do your 9 to 5. I couldn't do it. And I know that sounds like ungrateful, because a lot of people can't find jobs and they would love to have a job. And I really don't want to come across as like ungrateful. But I had to find what I'm passionate about. I had to find something that gets that fire in my belly, gets me up in the morning excited. And those things were not doing it for me. So why am I sharing this with you? I'm sharing this with you because if you've left your job, or you want to leave your job and you can't find out what it is you're supposed to be doing, if it's possible to live anywhere and make money, and we've recently moved to Phuket, which I'm going to do a whole new video on. I've recently moved to Phuket with my partner. We quit our jobs in Australia. We spent 4 or 5 months in Europe visiting our families, meeting each other's families, because that hadn't happened because we hadn't seen them in years. And moving to Thailand. And this is something that I'm like, okay, I need to be working online. I need to be remote, being able to work from wherever I want, because this was really important to me. I didn't want to be also stuck at home working. I wanted to take my laptop and go and sit in a beautiful cafe and work. And it's possible. So now what I do is I work for myself. I dictate the hours that I want to work. So if I want to wake up, for example, at 6 o'clock in the morning and work only until 11 o'clock in the morning and then have the whole day to myself, I will do it. Some days I work all around the clock because I'm so passionate about what I do. I wake up and I'm happy. I feel like the time just goes so quickly and so easily, and that's when you know you're doing something right. That's when you know you're doing something that you love. Because think of the things that you do that you lose track of time on. I'm not talking about watching Netflix or just scrolling on your phone. I'm talking about the things that, if you're a creative soul, because I love creative people, I always attract the same kind of like-minded people. And if you're a creative soul, think about the things that you do that you lose track of time on. Okay, and then write those things down, brainstorm, write them down, and then you'll come up with something that you can actually make money on. You can monetize yourself. I'm telling you, it is absolutely possible. What I do now is help other people find out what they're good at. I help people run their businesses. So sometimes when you're in a business and it's like when you're in the jar, you can't see the label, and a lot of people in their businesses can't see the things from the outside like someone like I can see that needs to be changed. So I help people build websites. I help people implement things into their business that's going to be making them more money. It's going to be sustainable, etc., etc. So I do that. I also do social media managing. I'm trying to step a little bit more away from that now and focus on more helping people make money. But think of the things that you're good at. I'm going to do a whole new video on how to find your niche, how to find out what you're supposed to be doing, because it's really difficult. It's taken me 3.5 years to realize what I'm supposed to be doing. And I just don't want people to go through the same thing as me. I wanted to share my experience after Emirates, because I think a lot of people who leave airlines, they really struggle to find out what they're supposed to be doing. They end up doing jobs they hate. They end up doing jobs just to pay the bills. They end up doing jobs that they are literally having anxiety on a Sunday night to go to work on Monday morning. And I just don't want people to feel like that, because I know now from my own experience that it is possible and it's not a scam, that you can actually make your own money and be financially independent, how to work from anywhere, and it's possible. So I don't know what the whole point of this video was. I guess I just wanted to share with you like my experience, to let you know that you're not alone. If you're sitting there thinking, I need to find something that's me, I need to find something that I'm hungry about, happy about, passionate about, then keep watching, subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna do more videos on this, because I'm so passionate about helping other people like you get out of this rut that I was in for 3.5 years. I used to wake up with no purpose, like knowing that I had passion in me, knowing that I had something to give. I knew that I wanted to work online. You know, like when you have this gut feeling when you're just like, I know that's my purpose and that's my calling, is to help other people online, but I just didn't know what. And I'm here to tell you that I can help you find your niche. I can help you find what you're supposed to be doing. So comment down in the comments below to tell me if you can relate to this video, if you've been feeling similar things that I've been feeling, if you're ex-cabin crew, or if you're just in a job that you're just thinking maybe something else is I'm supposed to be doing something else. There's a calling out there for something else. And I'd love to hear, because there's more of us than you think. Anyway, absolute tangent. I hope you watched the whole video. If you did, well done. And I'm currently I mean, look at the state of me. My hair is absolutely frizzy. I'm in Phuket. No matter how many times you try to do your hair, the humidity is just absolutely eating away at it. I'm in Phuket. We're currently, just a quick life update, we're currently staying in a hotel at the moment, but we're searching for apartments. I think I found an apartment, but I will be sharing all of this journey with you, because I love watching these videos of other people. And yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. Please don't take the things that I've said in the wrong way, because I really don't want to offend people, and I don't want people to think that I'm super ungrateful. I just wanted to be passionate about what I'm doing, and now I found that, and I want to share that with you. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.